progress with his item build as well. Like how quickly he gets that Midas into Blink.
Yeah. This... I'm just trying to think, like...
Get those synapses working, Sheepo.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, breaking it down, break it down, break it down. Sand King, as a hero, I just want to touch about him a little bit more because he's not been picked so much. He's been nerfed a few times. Prior to this latest patch, he received a lot of nerfs to his damage on his Sandstorm and just general like spells. And I think they removed like some of the damage on the talents as well for the Sandstorm.
Shard.
Yeah, the shot. Yeah, all these things made him much lower in damage and just less effective. Especially when all this heal meta came out, I think it became really hard for him to exist in it anymore because, let's just say you went on someone with your ult and Chen had a mech and a God's Hand, suddenly all of your damage is removed and you're kind of useless, and everyone was rushing BKBs as well, which made his life a lot harder. So these are all the problems he's faced. Looking to the new patch, I don't think many were fixed. However, they changed the Burrow Strike a little bit so that his level 1 range is now as much as a level 2 stun previously, which means that the value point is a lot stronger and you can just max Sandstorm freely. I don't think he's unplayable. I'm glad to see him in this game because I do think he fills what Nemiga needs. But when you get to this mid game and BetBoom do have BKBs, it is a little bit scary. The one saving grace is that Visage does not want to buy a BKB.
Yes, that's a very good point. Yeah, Visage, not the kind of hero to go for that. Wants auras instead. And yeah, I think there's still the problem with some of these Blink initiators. I think Mars is probably the primary example that I'd bring up, where we've seen the move away from Mars kind of rushing Blink after Brace of Soul Ring. Right now he's like BKB, Deso, Aghanim Scepter. Because Blink Dagger really is like the opposite spectrum of a Hand of Midas. You are investing into aggression. You know, you're investing this 2,000 gold and you're forcing yourself to want to fight, need to fight, have to use this investment into, you know, finding kills and getting pickoffs. And if Sand King buys that Blink, you know, I don't know what his build's going to be this game, but we used to see that kind of Tranquil, Soul Ring, Blink into Yules. If he goes that kind of build, it can fall flat really quickly.
It can. It is a bit scary. In the past, we've seen Sand Kings go Vanguards and stuff, but I think Vazir might have to brush a Blink just to try and have impact because he can't lane into Visage Undying. Sand King is a notoriously weak laner. He usually, especially at level 1, he usually needs like 2 points in his spells to kind of be able to contest, but I don't think that's possible into Undying straight up, which is why Hellscream bought boots on Phoenix, and he's just going to drag the waves and try and get those waves around to Sand King because, yeah, laning not possible. I think in a lot of pro games past, you'll usually see like some Wraith King or Troll Warlord, and they'll just stand in front of the wave and really zone out Sand King, and you have to just rely on your support. Dude, what is happening? Seneko, give up! Give up, man!
Oh, yeah, boots against no boots really paying off there for Hellscream. Yeah. He's going to drag the wave all the way around, even through his ancient... I mean, Seneco's still going for it. He's not giving up.
Oh my god!
He's continuing to drag this away.
He's actually going to connect
to it. He's going to succeed.
Holy
oh, man. You like to say it. That's high-level stuff.
Well, who cares? Now your Sand King's getting a 1v1, and he's absolutely happy.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, he's got his core stick up. And at least he's going to try and deny and bully those Hellscream Phoenix a little bit.
Right, this is Nemiga favored, because Sand King cannot lane into Undying. If you're dragging Undying out of the lane for 1.5 minutes plus, up to 2 minutes, is ideal situation.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, Vazir's going to take a bit of damage from Dahak. He's trying to make the most of this weird situation in the lanes. And the Tombstone drop behind him as well. And Vazir does have another Burrow Strike, but that Soul Assumption will get him first blood.
He made a little whoopsie dude. He went his Caustic Finale. I think he overrated his strength into Visage at least, and just stunned in. And he stunned in, and then Dahak just nuked him, and then just nuked him again.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't play like that. He needs to kind of respect the strength of these heroes in this lane.
Yeah,
but,
oh well. A struggle to level 3.
Yeah.
Just burrowing in wherever he can. But some of these other lanes, you know, at top, noticed 12 and 4 on this Doom, already having a very good time. Comes back to Montron and Alpha Wolf. Makes his lane even easier. Kiritich, not really pressured too hard though by the Shadow Shaman Doom, because he does have the Ench in his lane to try and withstand some of that early damage and harassment.
Notice is fine in this lane. He's got a bracer and he's maxing Devour, which gives you the armor. So he'll have an extra 3 armor anytime he eats a creep, and that should kind of relieve some of what Ench's dealing out.
And that mid lane we've seen before as well, right? We had a sniper against Lina in one of our previous series where it was a Lina magic damage build, going for that kind of blink dagger just to jump in onto the sniper, catch him out and blow him up.
I feel like something weird must have happened in that game because I don't remember watching that lane. I think something might have been happening on a side lane that I just watched the entire time instead.
Yeah, there's been a couple of those, but I can't remember. It may have been. I definitely remember the Lina just like jumping in, blowing up the sniper when we got to like 25 minutes in. We've had a lot of that, like side lanes are just chaos. Mid lane we had that Lina against Primal Beast, which we just didn't get to watch at all.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was carry sniper that game.
Okay.
Because I remember being like, oh yes, shrapnel, very good in the lane or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Big sniper fan here, personally. I want him to do well, though. The last time we saw him, they went this Deso build, which was pretty rough, and meant that there was no attack speed. He was kind of struggling to defend himself.
Noticed. Yeah, gets the kill on the Ench. Just a level 2 shackles there from Roger.
Yeah, got a lot of damage with that crit strike. Thanks to eating the wolf.
And Kiritich left alone for a little bit.
Oh, nice. Hellscream. I was going to say, the one nice thing about Sand King is his ability to take stacks. So if your lane is bad, they should definitely try to recover him in the triangle. I think he needs max Sandstorm, I think, to clear the ancient stacks. However, the hard camp should be fine. They actually blocked it on BetBoom, which is a really nice shout. He missed the D ward. Sad.
Unlucky.
Maybe he thinks he messed it up, or maybe he's going to bring another sentry.
I'll see what he decides to do. I mean, Vaz's just going to start dragging these creeps into the camp. Make Dahak's life a little more challenging. And another shackles up top. Again, just focusing down Enchantress with this physical damage from Noticed. Kiritich trying to battle back with a time dilation slowing him. There's no wand or stick here for Noticed, and that time lock comes right in the nick of time.
Lucky, lucky. Yeah, they're really going for murder, huh? Maxing shackles. It's not too great to max Ether Shock, I suppose, because they'll just backtrack it. Or time walk it, sorry.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I did go back and look. It was DP against Lina. It was the mid lane. It was a sniper carry. You're right. I had that brain.
Sniper.
I had that brain itch where I was like, I must gather information. I must answer the question in my head. Oh yeah, sniper in this mid lane against Lina doing very well. 13 denies, lol, having a cracking time. And now with a bit of help from his squad. Catapult, Flag Bearer, Undying, and even the Roger Shadow Shaman coming into mid for a bit of damage on the tier 1. Now looks like Nemiga trying to match it. The Hurricane there, pushing the Ench back away from the shackles. Might give Sobat the space he needs, but the shrapnel, the damage, doesn't quite come through in time from Lol.
Denied.
Yeah, Lol's not skilling Assassinate. When it comes to laning mid, you want to max out your shrapnel. Your headshot's super important. Like, he's been getting a lot of denies in this lane just because you can headshot and really just mess up that CS.
Well, it's like across the board, it feels like BetBoom have just like flicked that deny switch. 15, 12, 11, all 3 of their core heroes spam denying against Nemiga.
Yes. So when your lane is stronger, that's what you do. Well, Sand King's actually taking the Ancients with level 3 Sandstorm. See, here's the problem that I have had through experience of playing this hero a lot, is that even though the damage on level 3 is enough, you're so squishy. Like, every time you kind of come out of the Sandstorm to, like, hit the creeps to try and get the procs on Caustic Finale and stuff, you just tank so much damage, you want to cry. But this is kind of relieved with the Bracer, at least.
It's like someone comes in and invades, all of a sudden, Vazia hexed up. Epicenter stopped, and this is the problem. Just as you were talking about it, you do have to take a lot of damage. But Roger getting turned on by the Phoenix of Hellscream, needing Dahak's arrival while Malrine dies elsewhere. The Chrono popped up by Kitterich to kill off the Doom. Vazia does finally die back towards those Ancients while Roger survives on a sliver of HP.
And now Dahak can just connect to mid, finish off his tower. Man, that's such a nice invade. They had the ward that just showed what was going on. And this is my problem, right? Is it because you don't have the max sandstorm, it takes so long to kill the ancients. You're tanking so much damage that just one invade does just kind of ruin your day.
Yeah, and you've kind of decided to go for these laning items, the null and the bracer, so Blink's going to be a little more delayed. You've got some catching up to do on that Sand King. Try and come down bottom.
Usually you would go Soul Ring, so this is just kind of making up for Soul Ring, I think.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah, no Soul Ring, no Tranquils, nothing like that. Kitterich onto Seneko. And finally, Undying kill, and they've also got this Light Strike array on Lol. A sniper surrounded, Laguna bladed is very far there to try and get the kill on Hellscream, but it doesn't work out. Nemiga swarming into mid.
I think the reason he turned him Dragon Slave the Creep was so that he would get the XP to get Laguna Blade.
Oh, nice. Malrain, a very smart player.
I want to say that's what just happened. I love Malrain, man. Watching him play makes me happy. Please let that have been the case.
Wait, oh, we can watch it back. Yeah. See Seneko dying. Faceless Void, an easy one there for him. So what is it? This move here, the Dragon Slave?
Yeah, you see at the top of the screen on his icon, he didn't have a point for his ult.
You're right.
He turned, Dragon Slave the Creep, and then got it. Dude, what a king! I love this guy! I love this guy! I want him to succeed in life!
Hype it up, Shibo!
I'm hyping him! That's my boy!
Man, there's so many little like delicate, nuanced plays that he's making. I'm really glad you're catching them. Because I would. He's like, he turned around to Dragon Slave the range creep. I would be like, yeah, whatever. He's missed it. He's done something wrong there, but no, he gets the point for the Laguna Blade.
God, he's so impressive. Okay, all right, but unfortunately, BetBoom is 3k up right now. They've taken mid tower, and things are looking really good for them.
And they did spend that chrono a little earlier on, so Kitterit's still 30 seconds away from it. Would love to have that for a big smoke gank move in to try and pick off this sniper again, maybe kill the Visage. Because Dahak, comparatively, has had a very good game. You know, looking at his previous Visage games the past couple of days, he's been given safe lane, he's been given a good lane, a lot of farm, and he does have his Vlans and is well on his way to the drums. So this tempo is going to start picking up for BetBoom as they go straight into Roche.
Talked about the 12-minute Roshan. Well, how about the 10-minute Roshan? Roger with that ult right and ready. They already took the top tower just from having really good lanes.
And Nemiga on the back foot trying to scramble for bottom tower.
Yeah. You'll trade it. It's fine. It's not fine, but it's all you can get, so it's okay. They're
the best of a bad situation.
Exactly, and they're gonna just wait for Sand King to get his Blink Dagger, and that's kind of gonna be their timing for what they want to do. I mean, this is probably one of the biggest issues with Sand King and why people don't really play him, is that his laning is so rough, and everyone's picking such lane dominating supports like Marcy and Undying and Enchantress and stuff, and you give the carry a free game, and it kind of snowballs into something like this. Obviously, they kind of had rough time in both side lanes, though.
They did. And yeah, those heroes, they're not afraid to just spam sentries, right? So even if you are sandstorming in the middle of the lane, Undying, Ench, whoever, they can just put sentries down, spot you. And it's not easy whatsoever. BetBoom realizing that when Nemiga went to push bottom, they did bring everyone down there. I had that nice deep observer ward watching for their movements. They've got a pretty good idea.
He's got a blink.
He does. And a war stomp. Who's he going to find? Oh, so bad in the mid lane. Alina's also TPing down to bottom tier 1.
Oh, tense. She's waiting for the respawn of the Ancients.
Oh, it's not going to spawn. Sentry wards are in the way, so they make the jump into mid. They'll catch the Enchantress. Slowly but surely whittle her down, but no kill.
Yeah. I talked about this in the past with you, right? Usually you smoke to the Ancients during the start of a minute, because that's when heroes arrive to go farm it. Literally just exampled by Malrain. They show up in this triangle at 50 seconds past the minute. It's already been farmed. Void is already like swung top to go farm the other side of the jungle.
All the jump in. A Blink Dagger reveal. Dahak, he's being burst down by the epicenter. They've got the Soul Rip heal, but that Sunray does take the Aegis away from him. Kiritich holds onto the Chrono while Vazia just trapped here. They take the one life away from Dahak. They trade the debut of the Blink for it. Well, down at bottom, oh, look at Roger. He's got the catch on Malrain. He tumbles toys into the Serpent Walls to finish the job. Now Kiritich Chronos. That's a Chrono for... No, oh, God, no. Oh, it's a disaster for Nemiga. And they might lose the... Wait, the Void has no TP. He's got Time Walk.
It's okay, he can jump.
Cut through the trees. He goes left. He goes south. Roger's going to find him, though. Roger sees him. Hello there, Tumbler's toy straight back into him. Do they need to doom him? They might just chuck it in for good measure. They've got the shackles, the lockdown, plenty to burst him down, and Dark picks up the kill.
This is not good, bro. They wasted their ult. They died on both cores. What a god Roger is, though. So he just solo killed Malrine, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Rough one. What can you do?
I mean, I guess it is a Lina that hasn't really bought any items, saving to bots. So that's 2,000 gold sunk into your savings account that you're not able to really access yet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
another
the boost of
smoke.
travel is.
Oh, this Lina's gonna die again.
Please don't die again.
She's gonna die again. Malrine, you've got to make some big brain plays to escape from this.
Stun yourself.
Stun yourself now. The Doom's gonna jump. There's the blink. He tried. He lifted his arms. He knew it was coming, but the Doom is there. Noticed. Focuses straight on the Lina. Roger back into the Phoenix. Catching with the shackles. Has a hex still, so we'll find him before the dive. And there's no mana for Supernova. Can pop the wand and maybe get it off. Hellscream will launch the egg. As Dahak on the run, being burnt alive and battered by the tower hits. A good punch back from Nemiga, getting that kill on Dahak and the two supports.
Okay, great punish. Great punish. Malrine did die, but he's got his boost of travel now. We're on the comeback. We got Chrono up in 40 seconds. Oh, they get some free birds too.
Nice. That's big for the Sand King.
Nice. It's obviously not, the greatest game that you've been dealt on Nemiga, and you've been forced to use some spells. You've been kind of like pushed out. Like you're losing your map space. You haven't taken mid, but the game's not over. We just need to get more farm on Lina.
Yeah, and it's not going to happen when Roger is solo killing Lina over and over again. He just finds the jump. Oh, what, they had dire vision near the large camp further left. I just see her walking back into the jungle.
I mean, Roger's playing like a carrier, man. He doesn't care. Look at him farming up too.
It's the bleed, right? Out of the 3 good lanes they had, Roger gets an early blink. That allows him, with the Tumbler's toy, to just close the gap on any one of these heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that high ground vision, just spotting Lina go all the way through. But they do still have that chrono. Lina alive in 10 seconds. Supernova is 45 seconds away. It's like, where do they play into? Is this a smoke towards Radiant Triangle? Do they just want to wait for next Roche to spawn? Like, I'm struggling to see how Nemiga don't just sit in lanes and farm until their next items.
Some things
I'm
just not meant to be.
trying to look at ways for Nemiga to come back in this game, and I think just their overwhelming team fight gives them that space. But BetBoom are farming, doing their normal thing. I think Roger's making so many nice plays that it's really just giving them the space to do what they want. Like Sniper, he's getting quite tanky as well. He's got that Mage Slayer, he's got magic resistance, he's got a Dragon Lance, he's going for a Satanic. He's trying to be just in a place where he can cast his spells and do damage without, instantly dying. Going for, I think Glass Cannon Sniper, like we saw the last time it was played, is hard to pull off. It's fun, but it's hard to pull off, and especially when you're playing into like Faceless Void and heroes with jump Sanking that can just kill you. You don't want to be this guy that's a liability to his team because he's getting caught out and dying instantly at the start of every fight. You don't have a Chen burst heal this game. You have an Undying at most. So itemizing like this makes the most sense, especially since they're kind of relying going into late game on just having like a Refresher Doom, a Visage as well, who's gonna like scale up. He's actually kind of going defensive too. He's got a hood queued. Maybe he wants to go a pipe, and they just think that if we can just survive through this time lock magic damage, this Phoenix magic damage, this Sankey magic damage, all will be well. Because he has a Wraithback too, right? Or he has a Wraithback too.
Right, coming out on Courier.
Yeah.
And I guess one of the things about Sniper, you mentioned that always struggles against those gap close heroes, but there is an element of him being able to scout them out and maybe cancel blinks, with a well-placed shrapnel or high ground vision. If they're able to see them coming, Lal has some answers to it. And if we've got that vision, Mage Slayer against Lina, against Sand King, a lot of these magic damage heroes, that reduced spell damage really can hinder their efforts when they're trying to get in and burst someone down.
But the more time that passes, the more physical damage Lina and Faceless Void lean into.
It's good to be.
I mean, obviously quite far off for Faceless Void, but Malrein's queued up that Dragon Lance. He's probably gonna get that crit again and just try and fight from like far range. Sniper is typically the hero that people pick into these ranged heroes because he outranges them. Right? It's like, okay, Lina, you're gonna do all this crit damage, 1,000 damage per hit, whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna outrange you and just headshot you, peep you, push you back, keep you off of me. The only problem is with this tanky build, he's not got the attack speed to really do that, or the damage even.
It's like more relying on kiting with like your Doom, your Shadow Shaman, even like the Undying Tombstone as well.
Yeah.
Keep them at bay, allow the sniper just that extended team fight to keep doing the little plinks with his headshot.
Yeah, I think their fight is pretty straightforward as long as they use their vision effectively on BetBoom just to make sure they're dooming the right person. I think I don't think they care about sanking. Like, just again to reiterate, this hero he's lost a lot of damage, and Wraith Pack got added into the game, and then Wraith Pack got buffed. And he's honestly suffering being a sanking nowadays. So I don't think you care about that. You're definitely dooming either Faceless Void or Phoenix in these fights. Probably the Faceless, because you have a sniper. If this guy eggs in any kind of generic place, they can probably just peep it down. And you also have a Visage who's going to pop drums as well. I don't think you care about egg. I think you definitely have ways to deal with it. So Faceless Void, dooming him, or if he gets his chrono off, dooming Phoenix, you're kind of set.
I just got to doom onto one of those two before ultis. I guess if they get their ultis off, maybe you consider dooming the Lina.
Maybe, yeah. Even then, it's kind of like, for now, at the very least, she is super poor. Look at this net worth chart. She's at 4.7.
wow.
She's so far behind. Roger has been shutting her down, hunting her, finding her. Roger is playing out of his damn mind, and Malrein is suffering as a result. He's just trying to go for a single Dragon Lance, let alone thinking about something like a BKB. So his ability to stand and fight is quite weak right now.
Yeah, and then Daedalus and Scarlet and stuff like that way down the line. Something Nemiga can look forward to is this next Roshan fast spawn in like 3 minutes. They've got great ways of fighting in these close quarter battles. Get a nice little choke point. Get your chrono, your supernova down.
Isn't that when it can respawn?
Yeah, fast spawn.
Oh, it is spawning in 3, or it may?
No, the fastest, yeah, it may spawn. Like the fastest it can spawn is 2.5 minutes from now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. Right, I got you.
What were they calling? The Golden Roshan, I think Suns fan and Trent and stuff were trying to get the name for it. When it's immediate spawn of Rosh, or like less than 30 seconds, it's the Golden Rosh. And Fazia, he's found the Doom. I noticed. He's been burst down. They find the pick, but now they've got to run away. They're scared of this Tombstone and Dark closing the gap. Thinking about going back towards this Undying as he has overstepped. Laguna Blade comes, but his magic wand, doesn't actually heal him up enough.
Shame your Doom's not quite got his BKB. Still farming for that. Really nice catch though. And I really like too that So Bad his itemized got his 4-star. Being able to push the Sanking out to safety. Strong.
They're under vision. They're under dire vision. Dark is spotted. They got the Sunray and the Chrono. Launch it straight in towards them, but Roger is still here with the potential to go on the Sand King. He's been caught out by the Lina. Comes in from the back. Mallory lands a stun, and he'll take him down. The Void does fall, though, as this Sunray and Supernova is required on the high ground to keep them back. We finally get to see Lyle peeping away, helped out by Noticed. Oh, the blink.
Okay, you traded the Faceless Void. It's not the worst thing. However, I really like Nemiga getting that pick off into a smoke, going aggressive. I think poor Roger, he wanted to go around to stun up the Sand King after he got walked into Chrono, but didn't do it fast enough. Sand King got the stun. Malrine connected, got that kill. He's now well on his way to his Dragon Lance. Recovery starts now.
It's time. He was ahead of the Sand King for a second. I think you're still absolutely worried about this sniper at the top of the net worth, though.
Yeah.
You were mentioning the BKB from the Doom is closing in.
Yeah. I was going to say, Lars changed up his Q now. He was originally going for Satanic, but now he's going for Daedalus first, which makes me very happy. Because this was my biggest issue, is that you have all this net worth on your sniper, but it's all very defensive. which means that at the end of the day, it's not actually. You know, you're not super scared about it. Okay, he's got items, but he's not going to kill us with those items. He's just going to live longer.
Yeah. Extend the team fights.
Yeah, I mean, I guess living longer lets you do more damage, but maybe not as much as a Daedalus. So I really like this switch up in itemization.
Oh, 2 minutes for Roche. Sniper comes back down bottom, sees an enchantress illusion of a visage scouting in behind. I like where Roger's sitting as well. Just waiting in the trees, see if anyone comes to farm this wave.
Tower is under attack.
But BetBoom, they have their eyes set on the Roche pit. That ward still stands from Nemiga, though. It's given them so much vision, especially onto Dahak. You know, he's still scouted out by it.
I want to know why Dahak never goes for the Axe build on the Visage. I know they nerfed it very slightly in the latest patch, but I don't think it's still impossible to go. Because he always goes, like, he's finished a Hood, which is probably the biggest mix-up of his build I've seen thus far. But then he'll go for, like, Boots of Bearing, and then he lets himself kind of branch out in his items.
But even then, it's usually, like, AC, right?
Yeah, he just keeps going auras. He's very invested in helping his team have a good game.
Yeah. I mean, maybe consider a Hex or something along those lines we've seen from Visages. AC, Scythe of Vice.
Oh, I'd love that. That's what I think Stormstormer did on his Visage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of the Hex. Especially playing into like Faceless Void and stuff. You basically pressure him really hard by having the Hex because he has to initiate with his BKB.
Oh, DD rune. Denied. Roger blinks back. Nemiga planting themselves on the right-hand side of the map. A little risky here with Roshan potentially spawning. Kuritic does have a TP to come back up to the top outpost, which does still belong to the Dire. But it's all about this vision, right? High ground ward for the Radiant. They see everything. Dahak is in a position to fight.
Oh, 10 seconds. Roger gave up. They have a smoke ready. They're doing their smoke for Roche fight. They can kill Sand King top. That's huge for them. He doesn't have buyback.
They're just going to walk into the pit.
Oh, okay. Respectable.
Serpent ward's down. Lal comes in. He's got his Crystallis, so a bit more damage can be chucked in towards the big man. And Nemiga just not in a position to do anything whatsoever. Sand King's trying to hold out top, and they're making a bit of space bottom to keep the Void farming. They're going to get their hands on this Aegis for Lal.
It makes sense. If Nemiga contested that, there's a high chance they just lose the game. Or they win the game. You know, you never really can tell. But it's scary, at least.
Yeah, it really does mean they have to cast every spell like to perfection, right? The Chrono has to hit Sniper plus 1 or 2 heroes. Supernova's got to be timed. But they are looking to set up for top. Vazia's in the trees here waiting. I just don't think that's not a go.
He was just pushing out the wave. He ain't going.
Okay.
Yeah, if they had fought for the Roche pit, like you said, they would have had to use those spells. It's not even to perfection. They just would have had to use them all straight up. And that means that if it goes poorly, if you don't get what you want, if you lose the fight, or if you use the spells, you don't die, but you have to back off. Now, BetBoom, get Aegis. They can go high ground. They know you don't have Chronosphere. They don't feel threatened, and I think the game just kind of spirals. So instead, they get that Hurricane Pike on Lina, Faceless Void, 200 gold off from a BKB now, and they even got their level 12 on Phoenix. So they are just like massively stronger right now. Like not than BetBoom, but you know, than they were before.
Yeah.
This next fight could be quite explosive.
It could be. That's why BetBoom want to get the advantage as quickly as they can. They're smoked, tumbling over the cliffs. Roger still has his blink, and they'll see so bad. Enchantress always takes a while to kill her. They will eventually bring her down. But yeah, Nemiga have set this map up, so there's no easy way towards an objective after that kill. Yeah, okay, Dark is just going to cut in for the tier 1. Okay, there's an easy way. But the waves are still, you know, pushing tier 2 bot across the river mid. And Malorina's cleared out top as well.
Look at Roger, hungry boy, searching for his next kill.
What's he got on courier? He must have an item, no?
A TP scroll? You talking about?
Where's all his money?
What do you mean?
He had this blink ages ago. Oh, he's got the
Yeah.
shard. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, he must have like another 1,000 gold somewhere.
Ooh, Roger.
Dire's middle tower
Well,
is under
that money, not going to save him. And a Chrono from Void. They're just going to throw everything onto Dahak. This faceless Void just pummels him. I mean, the Aegis is on the sniper, so Dahak frontlining there. Very risky stuff.
They'll take that trade, give themselves some breathing room. Tombstone expended as well.
Still sticking around as if they want to fight, though. I mean, Chrono is down. An opportunity for Noticed here to get a Blink, Doom, Stomp onto someone. They see Malrine. Or the Phoenix.
They're set up well. I don't think there's any reasonable way they can jump. Even if they get that Doom, the Sobat is right next to him with a Force Staff. And they'll just, like, push him back, press the Nature's Attendants. It will force BetBoom to have to, like, really dive the tower, and they don't have the mobility to do that. Sniper doesn't have any, like, Blink. The Undying uses Tombstone. They have no way to really chase, so it would just be wasted. Oh,
Dire's
Roger.
structures are fortified.
He's got the catch.
Dire's
And it's the
middle
Lina
tower is
again.
under attack.
Notice comes in, swoops in to look for the kill. And it will be the Dooms.
Roger, he's such a king. He just doesn't care. And he has the damage to do it all nearly by himself.
Yeah. Yeah, this Aghanim shard
Dire's middle tower is under
improves his damage significantly. And now Dahak's respawned. They're back on the tier 2 mid. Creep wave arriving, so then we're back to a regeneral protection. And Larl still with 1 minute left on Aegis. Chrono on cooldown for 1 minute as well. Knowing they do have this timing to poke at high ground, he just concussive shots up there as well. Still no points in assassinate either.
Is he going stats? Yeah.
Yeah, just going raw stats. Nice tier 3, doesn't last that long either up against this Visage with the familiars.
They have no Chrono to contest for at least another half a minute, so this should be a Rax for free.
I mean, Vaz is TPing back. They might consider going with a Supernova and the Blink stun, but look at Malrine. Half his HP is gone just from Lal right-clicking him from super long range. Glyph up the barrack, so they will survive. A good tier 3 tank by BetBoom. And Nemiga holding on. I think you're right, though. The patience there from Nemiga. I personally probably would have jumped into the Sand King saying, team, we're going in. Let's go. Time to fight. Defend our buildings. But it wasn't a good, EV play.
Keeping a Rax you can't be unhappy about. And it does mean that they have this Chrono back up. They can take that fight. And just need to be mainly careful about Doom. I think Notice is being so careful with it. He's not trying to waste it ever across this map. Because now a fight like this could go easily very terribly for Nemiga.
Devour that Enchantress creep.
No vision for you.
How dare you scout into your own triangle?
She's such a... Remember just the endless things of what Enchantress can do. Gives great vision. She gets those creeps, throws them into areas. She uses her body.
A bit of Ghost pushing on the mid lane.
Yeah.
Send the creeps there, shove it out. Try and make BetBoom react. But they're not blinking, not flinching. Notice comes in, does the same job with his hand to Midas. But at least Nemiga do carve themselves a bit of the map back, take over that top tier jungle. What are the next big items that they need? Like Lincoln's on Lina, probably the biggest one, right?
This Lincoln's... Oh, Roger!
He's got another one.
Oh, not again!
He's found her. Oh, she needs her Lincolns, but she's not going to farm it this way. Noticed also arriving with his boots of travel, just TPing to that lane. Nemiga, they are smoked and they are charging in towards BetBoom. Dahak, the stun from Vaz is going to find him. BKB out from the Faceless Void. Dahak about to die, healed up by the Soul Rip, but that's not enough. Oh, where's he gone? He's hiding, he's invis, but he does fall in the end of the Sandstorm, while the Chrono in the back will take down Roger. Good Supernova Sunray, but the Sniper opens up onto it. Egg scrambled, and so bad. Kirchich, they're on the run now. BetBoom boys, they are hunting for kills. They've got the Lina. Phoenix down. So bad, about to fall, but the Enchantress gonna heal back up with those Nature's Attendants and force Seneko to chase her to the ends of the earth. Oh, full staff down. Jukin can TP. Yeah, and she's fine in the end.
Notice is gonna go for Vazia here.
Oh, he is. Oh, Sand King is so low health. Solo killed by the Doom.
These boosts of travel paying off very hard. It's BetBoom are just hunting and hunting. It was actually quite unfortunate. The low mana pool on Doom this game means that he didn't have enough to Doom Faceless Void up top. He actually nearly got it off on him in the trees, but just a little bit too slow. But it means I still have it. We still have Doom. Its kill threat is constantly present.
Right, anyone they see in this mid lane could very easily die. They've got chain stuns from Familiars and War Stomp. Lal has that Daedalus Hurricane Pike. Now just going to shrapnel up to high ground to finish off the ranged barracks.
Dire's middle barracks.
Another full minute with no chrono. That's
We're
awkward.
just stuck in this loop of not having chrono,
Yeah.
getting pressured, trying to stall for chrono, chronoing a guy, killing that guy, but then they just go again on the cooldown.
Yeah, back up to barracks. Dahak lands his Familiar. Vazia does find a stun onto Notice, but the BKB's up for the Doom. Doesn't get the Doom itself onto the Void, which he was aiming for. And Kiritich now jumping in, out. Rewinds that Time Walk. But while that's all happening, Serpent Wards, Tombstone, Familiars, all the noise on the floor, dealing with the barracks, zoning the Nemiga away from any kind of defense.
Still got Doom.
And Dire do have high ground vision here, though.
Yeah, they'll go for it.
I saw them on the run back.
That's your very low health. You might just die instantly after blinking in.
And Radiant scan it. They know. They know the chance here for Nemiga is available.
Chrono
Dahak
coming
on
up.
high ground. Suneko standing on the staircase. The smoke breaks. The blink from Vazia. Oh, it's only Undying. Not the ideal target. Kiritich, he has Chrono ready now, though, but he's being chain stunned and doomed. He doesn't get the spell off. He's dead for a minute. Well, this is another lane of racks, potentially. As BetBoom on the hunt, and it's Roger again, tumbling over the cliffs, finding the opening onto the Phoenix. You don't want to waste Supernova now. Just let yourself die.
Good on them. They ain't dumb. They know what Nemiga are planning. Holding that high ground the way they were. Perfectly ready to break smokes on all angles. And a good turnaround. We finally see the Doom. I'm so happy. It happened. Let's go, Noticed. He's been so
last.
eager.
It's the perfect timing as well, because both the Void and the Lena are closing in on their Lincoln Sphere, so it's like now or never. That's that third Roche of the game as well. So Aghanim Scepter on the Doom. Noticed has the upgraded AoE Doom now.
Dire's top tower
So who
is
cares
under
Lincolns?
attack.
Yeah, just Doom yourself.
He's got Shivas now, so no mana problems. He's like, finally. Everything's coming up Doom.
A little bit tentative going high ground into Chrono, though. Respecting the defense capabilities of Nemiga. And I'm just going to watch Roger, because Lena's going to TP bot and die again.
I'm so ready for it. Roger's waiting. Oh no, he's showing.
He's on the wave, never mind.
Lena's like ping, 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 ping.
This bastard is down here again. He's hunting me.
Double damage.
They'll draw a circle top. I think BetBoom want to take that jungle. They think that Nemiga's playing there. So they'll just like control this triangle, cut two waves, have them pushing in. Someone will always have to be in the base on Nemiga dealing with this wave. And then Roger, knowing that this is the way, he will now go and look for his assassination top. And Doom has boost of travel. If he gets this catch, he can just TP to this tier 1 tower top that they still have up. And we're looking at potentially a dead Sand King.
Yeah, I mean, how are we looking buyback-wise?
I don't know. How are we looking buyback-wise?
Let Dire have most of theirs ready. Void is like 300 gold away. So they'll have that defender's advantage when defending their base with buybacks. So they could throw a couple of lives into BetBoom to try and spend Aegis, spend a Doom or a Cheese.
Void's like despair mode. You know, how happy are you hitting 30 minutes into this game and the only source of damage you have is a Maelstrom? You got Midas, you got BKB, you're buying a Lincoln's. It's like, Jesus Christ. And then you're only gonna... His plan is to upgrade his Maelstrom, so now then you only have a Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Then you go for a Skadi, and then you're still not dealing mad damage. I mean, I know you're relying on Lena, but I think this carry might be one of the saddest carries to itemize on.
Yeah, then you look at the sniper and it's like, Daedalus, Moonshard.
Yeah! He was gonna go satanic, and then he realized, hey, wait, we're winning.
Damage. More damage.
Damage.
Yeah, BKB satanic next for him, it looks like, though. Every lane trending towards the dire base. Yeah, BetBoom trying to push this 21k net worth lead towards victory here in game 3.
Now that now that Sand King has a BKB, I think the high ground potentially becomes defendable. Just because it means that he can kind of force BKBs from BetBoom, or like force people to show up and appear. If he blinks in with ult, then he kind of draws heroes out and gives Faceless Void the space to get a Chrono.
Dire's structures.
That's just how do you deal with this? Lina has to try and kill Serpent Wards and Tombstone. Kiritich time walks in to kill one Serpent Ward. So bad, it's just getting punched down by Lal with his long-range clicks.
Dire's top barracks.
And the barracks is forfeited by Nemiga. They realize that there is just no way to hold them back.
It's really hard.
And they got a catch. Roger gets the Hex. Shackles on the Sand King. They're not overcommitting for this, though. Forced down for move away. The BKB from the Faceless Void is spent. Time walk to get off that damage from the sniper because he was taking a lot.
That was insane. To watch your top racks fall and walk down onto the low ground to try and farm a camp as if they wouldn't have detection. Forced a lot. You don't have your BKB on your carry anymore now, which means that bot racks is going to be even harder to defend. How do they have to take this? It's honestly really hard to say. Like, they have to just kind of go in. I think they just have to go in with Sand King and like use his BKB as a resource.
Kind of felt like they can't allow them to come high ground. You know, once they plant Tombstone, plant the Familiars, they've set themselves up for this jump with the Doom. AoE onto the Faceless Void. He's down, does buy back, and as the Sand King doomed up as well now. A lot of problems here for Nemiga, but they killed the Shadow Shaman and Seneko will drop too. A couple of pickoffs off that. Buyback of the Faceless Void, but Sand King getting burst down by the Familiars and the Soul Assumption. No buyback for him. And BetBoom gonna try and close this one out. Malrine focused in the back by Notice. The Chrono lands on the sniper, sure, but the damage is lacking. Severe problems now for Nemiga as Notice gets the disables. Faceless Void dies back. A Supernova will land, but Hellscream can do nothing but dive away back towards his fountain. A 5 versus 3 now, and you've spent all of your team fight ultis. This one looks all but over.
It's onto a sniper with Aegis as well. It's not going to end well there. I think he just felt super pressured. Feels really hard. I honestly just think Sand King has been playing way too conservatively. Like, your damage is not that big enough to be holding your ult this way and waiting for like a perfect setup. It's not going to come.
It's time for the Malrine outplays. Come on, show us some Malrine magic. Let's
Stun
get some
yourself.
kills.
Stun yourself.
In Dark into stone form, Sand King can't really initiate. I got the Light Strike Array on the Undying, but that Laguna Blade just pitiful damage. They can't stop this aggression from BetBoom. Game 3 swept through. A close fought series, Nemiga. I mean, they fought real hard for this, but unfortunately the road ends here.
Sad for Nemiga, but can you be unhappy with this performance? Not at all. I honestly am I've been very impressed with just how they've been this entire qualifier, like taking a game and making BetBoom sweat. I mean, maybe this was like the one road they wanted before that. You're looking at the top where Na'Vi and Outsiders are, and those are like the goals to strive for. But BetBoom's kind of like that gatekeeper for lower teams that you just kind of have to get past, and that wasn't meant to be now.
Yeah, we used to have Team Empire. That, like you bring up the gatekeepers. BetBoom have like replaced Team Empire in that regard. You know, we had Na'Vi and VP and Na'Vi and Outsiders, of course, now as BetBoom, that team holding back the tier 2 squads. They're in the 1.5 slot here in the Eastern European region. And now they're one series away from guaranteeing at least last chance qualifier slot. So they're through to the lower bracket semi-final. They need to win that to get into the lower bracket final, where of course there will be the loser from Outsiders versus Na'Vi. But Sheepo, we've got another best of 3 coming up very shortly. Mind Games against One Move. Do you have any thoughts just quickly before we move in towards that?
Give me that mid-Sand King. Yeah, before we get there, I just once again want to point out that I think Nemiga are great. I think they came second place right in Div 2, so they are actually moving up to Div 1 next tour. So that will be very exciting to see how they compete there going forward. making BetBoom this close, I think they're gonna just have a really good time in Div 1, and that should be fun to watch. So great from Nemiga. Thanks for the good games. Good luck forward for BetBoom. It's nice to see. Obviously, the Hawk went back to the Visage here, but it's nice to see him branching out a bit still too. They got tricks up their sleeves that they're playing with.
Ending a series with a Visage win, going to feel good for Dahak, as we will take a quick break and return to find out who BetBoom will be facing up against, as Mind Games against One Move is coming up next.